Hello everyone, today is Tuesday, April 17th. In today's episode of P6, we are going to talk about underage drinking and smoking. My name is Kobe Parks and these are my guests.
Xavier Maribel,
Olivia Hamlin,
Ahmed Hija,
Jake Ward,
Colin Clark,
Cameron Gray.
And so first off, we're going to start about discussing the impact that drugs has on the youthful body and in general. So anybody have any thoughts on that?
I know that no matter what age you are, smoking does affect your lungs, and actually it blackens them and like turns them basically into tar. And then drinking does kill the liver. So underage drinking starts the process of killing your liver at a young age, in which you couldn't die from alcohol poisoning later in your life if you take too much alcohol. So like starting that young is a bad habit of that may lead into addiction of smoking or alcoholism, which is awful to start that young, because that's a whole life of that. And that's also money you're wasting, because cigarettes are $5 a pack, which means like people that smoke like 2 packs a day, it's $10. That's like $70 a week. It's like within a year, that's I can't do math. That's almost like $3,000. So like, yeah.
And marijuana, it's there's a part in your brain that it makes you addicted to it. You think that has anything to do with why people try it, like why they can't stop?
I think sometimes it's more of a social thing, where it's like you see other people doing it, or other people go out to talk to each other while they do it, so then you just want to like be a part of the conversation, so you just like walk over with people and you just do it just
like you get smoke break. Like people at work get smoke breaks, and you're like, well, I want a break, so I'm gonna start smoking.
Yeah, so it's just like a break from work to kind of just like relax and like talk to your friends.
I also heard that it affects the pituitary gland, so it makes you more addicted to it. Like if you don't have it, you can't like do nothing else.
Is that the reason why most people that start smoking they
It's
can
hard for them to
sometimes
stop.
get addicted to it?
or another time people start smoking is because if they're like grown up around it, they could just get used to it and go, well, it runs in my family, so why not? I should just try it.
Yeah.
Because I know like my grandmother, when she had my mom, the thing she asked for when she like woke up after giving birth was, can I have a cigarette and a beer? And in a hospital back then, like in the 60s, they brought her a cigarette and a beer,
Yeah,
and she
'cause it
smoked in the room with
relaxes.
her newborn and was drinking a beer.
Yeah, I know somebody who they were 5 years old and their aunt and uncle were smoking weed, and he was in the middle of it, and they just passed it to him and to pass it to his aunt, and yeah, he was exposed early to it, but
Yeah.
Well, when you get exposed like underage like that, it just kind of starts in your brain like without even you thinking about it. It's just kind of a side effect, and then later on you're like, oh, I remember this. It was great, because you don't have any bad memories of it because you're so little, and then you're like, well, might as well try it.
Especially when you're like that young that you don't really have any reasoning, and all you're doing is looking at your like elders, and you're just like trying to like look up to them and be like them. So a lot of times that's why you see a lot of kids ending up exactly like their parents.
no. Why do you think most people drink alcohol?
Some people might do it just to cure like the pain they got, or any type of memory or anything. Like if they don't literally want to like think about life, then they just drink to like block everything out, and then they keep doing it so they don't have the feeling. It's like pretty much like their medicine to block out pain.
It's expensive medicine.
and then I think some people start drinking because they're under peer pressure situation.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you're at like a big group of people and everyone's doing it, then you're gonna feel awkward being that one person that's like just like leaving out.
And everybody's looking at you like, why are you not doing it?
Right. Like when they have like at parties nowadays, so everyone's like, everybody take a shot, and you're like, I like my water.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Like,
they're
fill
like,
up with water.
you better get some tequila in that glass. And then,
All right, we're going to go to our first sponsor, Nationwide. Thank you for sponsoring us. Here's your commercial.
Nationwide is on your side.
One day a little guy's behind the wheel. It's okay, your mom's side will find a way to deal. You built this business up from the ground. Soon your retired side will pass it on down. Every day brings something new, so much to look forward to. Nationwide is on your side.
All right, thank you. We are back. So, do you have any suggestions on how to end underage drinking and stop teens from doing it?
Well, there really is no solution to stop it because no matter what, there's going to be teenagers who will still underage drink because there will be people that will buy them alcohol or their parents can give them alcohol. So there's always going to be a way for teenagers to get alcohol.
It's also like it's not like too hard to get a hold of.
Yeah.
So it's like not like
Yeah, some people don't care. They'll just
yeah.
under the table take the cash.
It's not like something you can ban. So no matter what, they're gonna get it.
And like when we were young in elementary school, we had the DARE program that was like, "Yo, say no." Well, they don't have that anymore. So like kids are like, so then they're like raised to be like, "Oh, cool, yeah, let's try everything, right? You gotta try everything once for it to be cool."
So do you think most schools should have sessions or programs in drug ed?
Yes.
I think that would be like a good like early on thing, because like around like elementary, like middle school, like once you're like
When their
starting
brains
to,
are still
do that
forming.
transition.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's one of those things where since you grow up and all you see on TV, all you see on movies, all you see with like popular like icons is like that they were like all like doing that.
Like
with
Snoop Dogg, all of his followers, he smokes weed, and they're all like, "Oh, cool, man, let's do it." Snoop Dogg does it, and then
Like,
He was switching back for a while, but then he like kind of
Yeah.
went back.
well, like nowadays, like everybody knows right or wrong. You can't like tell a high schooler that smoking is bad. He already knows it, but he just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just does it because he wants to.
I think it's
Yeah.
also that kind of like rebellious spirit where
Yeah.
it's like you just want to like go against like the like status quo.
Just try it. see.
Yeah.
right. Well, talking about the sessions, he said like we had that session a couple weeks back where he
Yeah.
told us like don't do like drugs and stuff. But like our brains already formed. Like we already have our opinions that we have right now. Like you can't change that. But like if you did that early on, like 5th, 6th grade before they hit
Yeah.
like puberty, before they're like, oh man, I have my own thought process. Then you could like try to mold it to the point where they shouldn't do it at all.
I feel like that thing, it's more helpful for, hey, if you see something or you know someone who has an issue, like say something.
Yeah.
But I feel like that the Tyler's Light presentation wasn't as good as persuading people to not start, because I know there was some people that like already like do that kind of stuff
Yeah.
that were like, well, I'm still gonna smoke after school today. I
Yeah,
don't really
'cause
care.
Most people have that thought of, oh, that's not going to happen to me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get strung out or this and that.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Well,
well,
speaking of what Josh said about starting like little sessions for like 5th and 6th graders, I think you should like raise it up to at least 7th, 8th, or 9th, because I feel like in elementary school you won't have like that much of an opinion to want to smoke or drink because you're just really young.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, as long as it's like, maybe not like a yearly thing, but like one check-in, like near the end of elementary,
Yeah.
one somewhere in middle school, and then maybe one in freshman.
Well, I know a lot of the kids like that I know that started like freshman year. So if you did that beforehand, like 8th grade, then you could stop like them before they even did it.
yeah, thank you for that. Now we're going to go into our next commercial from Real Cost. Thank you.
Package for James Miser.
Once you start smoking, the consequences will find you. Cigarettes may leave you with stained teeth, gum disease, and more.
Thank you again from that ad. Now, why do you guys think smoking cigarettes is still a thing with all its health problems it can cause and even the high price that it is?
I'd say it's definitely more of a social thing, because I know whenever like when you're like not wanting to do it, like even though you know the health risks, when you see other people do it, you kind of want to like walk over and like just like to like talk to them and just like do that, because you're like, oh, well, it's just like a couple, it's not gonna like harm me at all, so you're just gonna like do it anyways.
Yeah, because there was even a time back then that, oh, smoking was, everybody smoked.
Mhm.
It didn't even matter. And even in TV shows today, they show, oh, you want to smoke? And the guy's
No.
like, oh, no. But then just to be cool, he'll say, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like if you look at like population that like smokes, in like the U.S. it's gone down like crazy, but that's just because of like how like much we educate people on it. But then you look at the smoking population in Europe, and it's actually like gone up. So it's like we're like, oh yeah, smoking companies don't make any like those like big like cigarette like companies, they don't make any money because like no one in America like smokes, but it's like that's kind of like our mentality as a nation also is we're just so focused on ourselves. We never think about it like globally, and if you look at it globally, they're trending upwards, so they're here to stay kind of.
Also, I think it's a thing because it's like more adaptive. Like the more you do it, the more your body's adapted to it. So like if you don't, you can't live. Like people think they can't live without it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know somebody who works. As soon as he start working for 5 minutes, he's like, I need to smoke.
Mhm.
As soon as he smokes, then he can work for as long as he want because like he refilled his body.
So
Like a
you're saying,
video
like,
game.
So like the body relies on all of this.
Yeah, like his body relies on.
Because like once you get like used to that like nicotine fix,
Yeah.
you're like, you either A, want more, or you're like gonna want it like sooner than you had it last time. And then also like with that, the like more you do it, like the more it like relaxes people. So the more stressed out people get at work, because like I know a lot of my coworkers, they'll like as soon as they're on their smoke break, even though it would normally take them the time to smoke one in that time, they'll chain smoke and take such long draws that they'll like go through like 3 or 4 in like one smoke break.
Mm.
And then I do know that back then it was like recommended in the military because it would relax them during the war.
Yeah, it was for stress like relief and all that. It's like actually prescribed by doctors.
Yep.
It's kind of funny now.
And so, do you think smoking weed it becomes addictive to most people because they don't think they'll get addicted?
I don't know if it's like as much of a physical addiction as cigarettes, because I'm wondering if it's more of like a social thing at that point, because normally people who smoke pot, it's like more of a group setting, so I think it's kind of more like, it's like A, it's cheap, and then like B, it's like you get your friends together and you kind of just like chill out, and like that's just kind of what you do. It's not as much as like, I feel like I need this, it's, I want to like do this with my friends.
I feel like some people just like having the feeling of it instead of like, cause we smoke cigarettes. I mean, like it may like cause like not for you to be stressed anymore, but like it still can lead to cancer. But like as far as marijuana, like you can just get like high off of it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and you think it makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think that's why people choose to go onto bigger and stronger drugs? Is it because of the feeling?
Yeah.
I think people that self-medicate with it probably do, because I think if you're self-medicating with pot, then you're gonna be like, well, I don't want to spend as much money on lots of pot because I need lots of pot now. Then you're gonna be like, what's the next step up that I can like not spend as much money but like get like a higher kind of like dose of what I'm using to numb my senses.
Yeah, it'd be like cocaine.
All right, thank you for that. We're going to go on to our last commercial from The Real Cost. Thank you.
Smoking as a teen can permanently stunt your lungs, taking the air out of even the biggest and baddest.